and draw back on the baby toes. Draw a little bit back on the baby toes. Now going forward with the chest. Instead of creating a big curve in the spine, go forward with the chest. So the chest tries to sit on the thighs. And maybe to deepen this a little more, press the backs of the thighs down into the mat. See how that feels for you. It might be too intense. If it's too intense, just draw back and release the knees. You don't have to be pulling on anything. We're just doing a very subtle drawing back of those baby toes. Inhale and exhale forward. Maybe you can go a little deeper. Maybe the elbows can rest on the floor, but there's no pulling. So there's no excessive pulling on the feet or the arms. It's a resting here. Gently bring the arms up together, raising up out of the hips. So sitting up nice and tall, pulling up through those fingertips. Exhale. Now draw in your left foot into the thigh. So left foot comes into the thigh. Sole of foot sits in the left, the right thigh, and the toes of the right leg are extended straight forward. See how this is for you. Maybe your knee is still somewhere up here. You might want to take your block and just rest it here if that's more helpful to you. If not, and the knee is able to rotate outwards, let's inhale. Exhale, forward fold. So a little Janu Shasasana. Maybe the nose can reach the knee, but be mindful of the stretch through that lower back, through the hip flexor. Just be mindful of that and see how it feels. Don't overstretch. Inhale, rise. Exhale the arms down. So let's draw this right foot now a little ways out, so we're just broadening our whole angle of this pose. So the sole of the foot will stay in the thigh of the right, and you're going to now take your right hand and press it on the floor in front of you. If you can, take your left arm all the way over and maybe touching the big toe, maybe not. Doesn't matter. Just feeling that opening up of that side body on the left hand side. Maybe you can rotate a little more, looking up towards the ceiling, rotating the chest up towards the ceiling if it's possible. If not, just stay here. Even if you're here, it's all good. Doesn't matter. This is your practice. There's no judgment. Don't judge yourself. And then all the way up. Let's take a little twist now over to that right hand side. Both hands twist and look over that right shoulder. Soft gaze. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, go forward and rest here. And you might even like to take your block and rest your head. Maybe you need the higher orientation just to rest the forehead here. Take 3 nice deep inhales. Feeling into that forward fold, resting here. Doesn't matter how deep you are, it's your practice. Inhale, draw all the way up. And from here, this right leg, you're going to take that right leg and place it behind you now. And then feel the hips. So you have one hip externally rotated, one hip internally rotated. And then let's sweep over to the left hand side and take a little twist in the left hand side. So just inhaling and exhaling where it's comfortable for you, and you'll feel in this right hip flexor that opening up. And a beautiful little stretch through that hip flexor. Come all the way back. And let's swap feet, but firstly let's go into Baddha Konasana. Before we swap feet, let's go into Baddha Konasana. Can you see my soles of my feet are joined together? So you can hold the ankles for the moment, draw the feet in, and take both hands and take them onto your left foot and draw it in a little bit more. Yes, there's always more. So take the right, draw it back a little further. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. And let's just butterfly those legs up and down, up and down. If you need to move the feet a little outwards, please go ahead and do so. Don't be uncomfortable in anything that you're doing. And just butterfly those legs up and down, up and down. Maybe close the eyes at this point. Picture yourself as a little butterfly, flying from flower to flower. And as you reach your flower, stop the knees and draw the knees up to squeeze the arms. You know, the little butterflies have their wings and they sit up as they are looking around for nectar. Exhale, draw the knees apart and start to fly again to the next flower. Such a beauty in nature, and at the moment, maybe you have a garden, maybe you don't. And if you don't, then you can visualize your own garden as a butterfly. One last time, we'll draw the knees up to hug the arms as the arms and the hands are interlaced around the toes. Hug the arms. Picture yourself as that butterfly. What color would you be? And allow those knees to just fall out again. Let's now this time take the left leg forward. The right knee or the right sole of foot comes into the thigh of that left leg. Reach up nice and tall. So sit up nice and tall. Yes, it's inhale. Exhale, forward fold. As the belly draws in, you reach forward. Allow a softening here. It's not a holding on. We're not reaching for dear life to hold on. We're just going to soften and reach where you can. If it's here even, and that's enough. If you can reach the toes, great. But it's not necessary. Just a little bit more. Hold on here and keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. As you start to rise up with the arms, exhale it out. Take a moment and let's open up wider now. And from here we're going to place that left arm in front. Right arm is going to scoop up and come over. So press into that hand in the front if you can, and draw up into this right side of the body, lengthening all the way through that right side of the body. Inhale, come back, and then let's exhale as we start to go over to that left side with a little bit of a rotation in the lower spine or mid-spine. Lumbar spine doesn't like to rotate very much, so We're rotating through our thoracic spine. Coming back to center. And let's go over to the other side now. With the back of the hand on the knee. Sorry, let's come back. Let's take this knee behind us. Left knee comes behind, and then we're going to rotate over. So feeling that hip flexor stretch as that left hip rotates forward and right hip is back. Maybe take the back of the hand in to get a little bit more. Inhale forward. Exhale, press into the back of that right knee to maybe rotate a little deeper. If it's available, don't overdo it. Inhale, come forward and release. So let's release both feet. Shake it out. And I'm going to go lengthways on my mat as we start just to roll back and forth. Make sure there's no blocks in the way. Sweep the arms up behind you. And come back to center. So we're going to finish our little practice here with Bhramari. And this is a practice that you also, it's a pranayama that you might want to practice in the evening if you have a little bit of insomnia, not feeling like you can fall asleep that well. So Bhramari is the buzzing bee. And how that's done is you're going to take your hands, I hope you can see me here, place your index finger and your middle finger on the eyelids. So your ring finger is going to be just on the nose and the little finger is going to be on the top of the top lip. So just so you can feel there. Okay, so that's your Bhramari mudra. With the thumbs going to block this little truggy of this little flap here in the ears. So we're just going to do Bhramari 3 times, but you can do it 9 times. And it's a buzzing sound, so your teeth also will be on top of each other. And you can make that buzzing sound, or you can use Om as your sound. But the lips are going to be almost sealed, the teeth on top of each other. So you'll feel almost like a little bit of electricity between the teeth. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do it 3 times. You're going to maybe demonstrate the first time so you can hear what I'm doing. So 2 fingers on the eyeballs, gentle pressure, don't press too hard, you might see colors. Ring finger on the nostrils, not closing the nostrils, but just a little bit of pressure there. And then little finger just on the top of the top lip. Then your thumbs are going to press gently into those little flaps of the ears and close. I'm going to inhale. So making that buzzing bee sound you heard, make sure the elbows are also kept up, not down here. All right, so let's do this together. Let's go 3 times and let's start. Inhale. Let's gently bring the hands back to the knees. Keep the eyes closed. And just feel into that energy of Brahmari. You might like to bring your index fingers and thumb together to keep that circle of pranic energy going around the body. And as I said previously, you can do this before bed at night to help to induce the brain into a restful ease. And you might find that you even sleep better. So do Brahmari 9 times with that buzzing sound. Relax your shoulders down, but still having intention through the spine. So reaching up through that crown of head. Take a deep inhale, let it go. Just resting here, following the breath. Letting the tongue come to a relaxed place in the mouth. Cheeks are soft. Maybe connect now with whatever it was that you felt in that Brahmari practice. Maybe you saw colorful lights with the gentle pressure of the eyeballs. Maybe there was that electrical feeling in the teeth as they sat on top of each other with that humming sound. Taking some time to be in this place of awareness of your body. The softness of the shoulders.